Alright, let's dive into something that's been on my mind lately, the world of free agents in hockey. Now, I know what you're thinking, another free agent video? But trust me, this one's different. We're not talking about the big names making headlines. Instead, we're shining a spotlight on three under-the-radar players who are still unsigned. These guys might not be household names, but they've got stories and potential that are seriously worth exploring. So, let's get into it. First up, let's talk about Nick Blankenburg. Now, what immediately stands out about Blankenburg is his skill as a puck-moving defenseman. At 5 feet 9 inches, he's not exactly towering over anyone, but here's the thing, size doesn't always dictate impact. Personally, I think what makes Blankenburg intriguing is his journey. He went undrafted out of Michigan, which is already a testament to his resilience. Then, he catches on with the Blue Jackets, plays 55 games, and puts up 18 points. Not bad for a guy who wasn't even drafted, right? But here's where it gets interesting. He gets traded to Colorado at the deadline for just a 5th-round pick. That's it. A 5th-rounder for a guy who's proven he can quarterback a second power play unit and hold his own in the NHL. What this really suggests is that teams might be sleeping on him. I mean, think about it. A right-handed defenseman with his skill set? Teams like the Maple Leafs could use him as depth, especially with their offensive firepower. It's not just about his on-ice skills, it's about the value he brings at a low cost. In my opinion, Blankenburg is a prime example of how the NHL sometimes undervalues players who don't fit the traditional mold. Next, let's talk about Pavol Regenda. Now, Regenda is a guy who's flown under the radar for most of his career, but he's got a story that's hard to ignore. He's 6 feet 3 inches, physically imposing, and he's got a knack for finding the net. What makes this really interesting is his breakout with the Sharks last season. He scores 9 goals in 24 games, including a hat trick against Tampa Bay. I mean, come on, that's not something you just overlook. But here's the catch. He cools off, gets scratched, and now he's unsigned. What many people don't realize is that Regenda's international performance has been consistently strong. He's not just a flash in the pan, he's got the tools to be a solid depth player in the NHL. Teams like Montreal or the Capitals could really benefit from giving him a shot. From my perspective, Regenda is the kind of player who could surprise everyone if given the right opportunity. It's not just about his goal scoring, it's about his physical presence and his ability to step up when it matters. Lastly, let's talk about Connor Ingram. Now, Ingram's story is one of resilience and second chances. He's faced a lot of adversity in his career, including entering the Players' Assistance Program twice. But here's what's fascinating. Despite all that, he still managed to perform at a high level. Last season with the Oilers, he outperformed some big names and posted a 1.7 goals saved above expected. That's not just luck, that's skill. What this really suggests is that Ingram is a guy who deserves another shot. He's not going to be a starter, but as a backup or even a third option, he's got the experience and the track record to be reliable. Teams like the Penguins could use him as insurance, especially with their goaltending situation. Personally, I think Ingram's story is a reminder that sometimes all it takes is one opportunity to turn things around. If you take a step back and think about it, his journey is a testament to perseverance. So, here's the bigger picture. These three players, Blankenburg, Regenda, and Ingram, aren't just unsigned free agents. They're guys with untapped potential, unique skill sets, and stories that deserve more attention. What's really interesting is how the NHL often overlooks players like them in favor of bigger names. But if you ask me, these are the guys who could make a real difference for the right team. It's not just about their stats, it's about what they bring to the table in terms of depth, resilience, and upside. This raises a deeper question. Are we too quick to write off players who don't fit the mold? I think so. And that's why I'm keeping an eye on these three. Who knows? Maybe one of them will be the next Justin Brazeau, coming out of nowhere to make a huge impact. So, what do you think? Are these players worth a second look, or are they just another set of unsigned free agents? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of hockey. Thanks for watching.